welcome to Inside the Drama Teaching Emporium. My name is Maja, and we have created this space to talk about all the challenges, but also all the fun and rewarding aspects of drama teaching. Today I'm here with Ian and Sarah, the co-founders of the Drama Teaching Emporium and founders of the Creation Drama Studio. Hi, Ian and Sarah.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you today?
Hi.
Doing good.
So the first question that we are going to start with, Ian, can you tell us what were the challenges that you first faced when starting drama classes?
The first one's probably the first ever summer school we did, which was about 12 years ago or 11 years ago now,
Yeah.
in England at that point, and we were doing it at my old football club.
Oh.
And we run out of, well, we're doing it for a week. I think it was just in the mornings, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like a
It's
half
like
day, I
half
think.
day.
Like 9:30 to 1:30 or
Yeah.
something.
It was like our first time ever teaching drama. Obviously went
I
to
forgot about this, to be honest.
went to drama school and everything, and we were like, oh, let's do something for the summer. So yeah, we did that, and we planned everything.
We planned a lot.
We thought we planned a lot, and then within the first 2 hours, 3 hours, we went through everything.
They were very energetic kids.
Yeah.
Very energetic kids. And yeah, every single exercise we flew through it, didn't we? Yeah.
What did you think? For how long did you plan it?
For the whole day. The whole the whole week.
Yeah.
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 But within a few hours it was done.
So then we had to
yeah.
come up with a plan. Well, I didn't. Well, Sarah was like, "What are we going to do?" And we were on break at that point. I was like, "I don't know," and I was like, "Just give me a second."
I was panicking.
And then I think I just said to Sarah, I said, "Take them outside quickly, and then come back in." And she's like, "What are you going to do?" I said, "Just go with whatever I do." And we're at the football club, and obviously it's got a bar behind it. I didn't serve them alcohol.
Or big to say.
I found this. It was like a lost and found pile, and I think it was a jacket that I found, a tea towel, and two aluminum shot glasses, like an orange one and a yellow one. Again, I didn't give them alcohol. And they come in, and I put the tea towel on my head, wrapped around my head like a bit of a turban or something.
It's more like a cape.
I don't know, and I had a cape. It was something on my body, and then I put these glasses on my eyes, and I managed to keep them there the entire time. And I told them that I was King Silly, and we were going on an adventure.
But they totally believed it.
Oh, they believed it. So we went on a whole adventure around the whole football field, went looking for dragon eggs, everything like that.
They were asking where Ian was.
No, well, then we got back in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we got back in, and then when I left, I went around the back because I went through the kitchen, came back in. I was like, "Oh, sorry guys, I had to go out after lunch. What'd you do?" And they're like, "Oh, we met King Silly." Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, where were you? Where were you? I was like, and Sarah was like, "I'm sure he'll be back tomorrow." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I have to see him tomorrow." Every time for the next 4 days.
Yeah.
King Silly came back every day.
And they had
Had to,
no
yeah.
idea that it was me.
Mm.
Like every day. At the end of it, they were starting to cotton on.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you
But
were
we were like,
missing every time.
but I remember in the back room, we completely, because there was like 2 rooms, we built basically like a jungle area where we were
Yeah.
going through as King Silly, and we were doing these games, and like basically basically like what we do now as like the story
Story
drive.
drama, yeah.
So that's kind of where that came from. And then
Yeah.
I wrote a book on it.
Yeah.
Sarah started illustrating
10 years ago.
10 years ago, and
Did
it
you
hasn't been
ever came out?
We got really busy with teaching drama.
Oh,
If there's an illustrator out there that wants to finish.
exactly. So
It looks
very good.
cool what we've got.
Yeah.
It's a great project for the future.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it will come out.
So yeah, that
one
was so planning. Was
Yeah.
the first challenge because
Okay.
day.
thinking
Content.
because you just think you have enough, and
It's
I think
either or, isn't it?
yeah.
You either think you've got enough and you run out of stuff, or
Yeah.
you think you've got enough time to do what you've got and you run out of time.
Yeah.
I think that's the difficulty.
Yeah, so and even when we started doing the classes here in Spain, it's the same thing. Like sometimes you'd be like, all right, we need content, like, and you get to halfway through a class, and you're like, ooh.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with that now? How
Now we
how is it
have
different?
too much content.
So
I
now
think
it's too
I
many
think now I
things,
do think it's a learning process, especially depending on your setup and you know how much time you have, what the group is like. But you over the years, obviously, we went through lots of like kind of trial and error through this stuff. but you do learn quite quickly what works and what doesn't work, and what takes more time and what takes less time, and
you get to know your group as well, of course.
you just get a feeling for it with more experience. But when we started without that experience, you know, we were just actors, not just actors, but you know, we've been to drama school and stuff, and we wanted to be able to run a business that combined childcare, because we'd done quite a bit of childcare before, with acting. But we didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know what we were doing. And it was a huge learning process, massive learning process. And over the years, it's just, you've got to keep learning.
Yeah, and I was regurgitating, at the start, was regurgitating all the stuff that we learned at uni.
Yeah.
And then just making it work for kids.
Yeah.
I think that was the thing, was like, it's not dumbing it down, but it's kind of like just changing
Just adapting it,
and adapting it.
Changing
Like
the
we've done,
perspective,
with
the
loads
approach
of
to it,
things.
yeah.
Like I remember when we first got to using Laban
Mm-hmm.
with kids, and it's insane how much it works, especially with younger kids.
Yeah.
There's not many people who don't think they've actually done it with kids before, and it's insane.
And that's the funny thing as well, because I remember us saying to each other, we don't want to do anything that's related to what we learned about acting when we were younger, because we realised we weren't experiencing acting when we were younger. It's more like theatre studies and stuff, which is great. But until I went to drama school, I was like, oh, this is acting. This is what it is. Okay. And we discovered so much, but with all the different techniques and stuff that you use, everything that's out there, there's so much stuff out there. You know, at drama school, you try different things out, and some stuff just doesn't work. Like, I really didn't like Laban at drama school. I wasn't a fan of it at all. And then Ian said, we should really try it with the kids. And I remember being like, I didn't enjoy it. I enjoy it so much with the kids. And it's so effective, and it's incredible how effective it is for different age groups as well.
Yeah.
It has different impacts depending on the different ages. And I was shocked. I was like, okay.
Gets them completely out of their heads.
Yeah.
But how amazing it is that they get to experience that at their age. So they
Yeah.
are actually learning what acting is, so they can make choices about their future connected to the knowledge that you are giving them. So that's a big plus there. So since we're talking about all the skills that they're gaining through drama classes, what do you think, what are other skills that they are also going to learn and develop in drama classes that are maybe not directly connected to acting?
I think that's a huge question.
So much.
Yeah.
So much that you don't learn in really any other subject.
No.
This is why it's so important that it should be in mandatory that it's done. Especially for confidence. We always say confidence is a massive one. For being able to stand and speak in front of people. But to be able to speak as well. And get your message across. Because I think everyone's like, oh, you're not going to go be an actor and do all of that. So no, everyone's not going to be. But,
and they don't have to be.
But majority of people are going to have to stand up in front of other people and speak.
Go to
job interviews and be articulate and be confident. And drama is one of the only ones that's going to give you that.
Yeah. Of course. It's learning so much about yourself without realizing you're learning about yourself, especially as kids, and learning about other people, empathy and things like that, and connecting and group work, teamwork. Like Ian said, we always push self-confidence, of course, that's one of the main things. But I think it's interesting that unless you went to a drama club, or unless you're a drama teacher, or you're an actor, or you've been within that environment for a while and you actually understand what it means, you will never know of all the benefits that come with it. The list just goes on and on and on, and that's why I said it's such a big question to ask. I know for me personally as a kid, it just completely changed my life. It made me so much more confident. It changed me. My parents said, even teachers at school were like, something's happened, she's changed. Because I would never put my hand up to answer a question, or I'd never want to be centre of attention, and then my confidence just changed. But yeah, I think there's so many different things.
Understanding emotions.
Yeah.
Is a huge one. You don't learn that connecting to our emotions, understanding. There's a lot of kids that have these feelings pent up inside them, but they have no idea what they are. And then when you start working through them in drama, like playing with this emotion, playing with that emotion, they suddenly like, oh, that's what I do feel sometimes. Oh, that's what that is.
Identifying it.
I think it's a huge part of it.
Especially for kids that are going through a difficult time.
And I think nowadays there is a lot of kids who actually do. Just everyday school life gets very, very complicated. So, and I think it's also just being themselves and being okay with
who they are.
Having a safe space
Yeah.
to be able to do that. Yeah.
And
Exactly.
not being worried about being judged or anyone making fun of them or anything. And that is key to, as a drama teacher, you have to create that environment. It's not like it will naturally happen. We've had it before in the past with different groups where it's really, you have to find a good grounding for the group, because you've got so many different personalities that come in, and it might be that they clash.
Yeah.
And that's difficult, and it's about figuring out those strategies and things to understand, right, what does this group need and how can I bring them closer together and create that safe space where everyone's supportive of each other, because it's not always natural. You can't always assume just because the kids want to come to drama that they will follow those kind of guidelines, but it's important to establish them very early on. Otherwise you don't want it to be another space where they feel insecure because
Exactly.
of the other
Then
ones
it's
there.
they're what they go through every day. But that's also what we often talk about, like a lot of kids came from schools and structures that are systems that are very well defined, and they have rules and they have guidelines, and everything is quite strong, and we do feel consequences of that in our work. So how do you approach the mindset and the state that they come in with to feed their imagination, to allow them to be themselves, but still keep them disciplined in a way? It's still a class. So how do you put those two worlds together?
I think what we found is that they have to know that when they're in the room with us, it's our rules, and we don't like using the word rules because it's too tough. And obviously the drama class should be a free, open space, a fun space, but they have to understand that this is different to school. For example, for us, because we do teach after school activities, it's not within the school day. But even if you are teaching within the school setting, regular classes, there's still, like I said, these kind of ground rules that you have to follow.
Code of honor that we call it.
Yeah, we call it a code of honor. I think a code of honor is vital for any class, but any workplace to have, where it's like, if you're going to be here and be involved, this is the way that we expect you to behave. And that starts with, like you said, as soon as you enter that room.
Exactly.
As soon as you enter that room, it's a certain energy, it's a certain level of respect for each other. It's an understanding of what you're here to do. And knowing that you can come to us and say if there's something going on. You don't have to keep it to yourself, but don't allow it to affect your time here. The time in the classroom is really sacred, in a sense that it can do so much for you if you just open up and allow that to happen. But definitely, because we've had some students before that's not how we do at school. Well, at my school, my teachers and all this kind of stuff, we said, well, we're not at your school. We're here, and this is the way that we do things. And it is hard for them sometimes, because obviously they're there throughout the whole day.
Every day.
And so it is, but it's a mutual understanding. It's because on our code of honor, this is what we expect from you, but also there's a part that says what you can expect from us. And I think that's very important, because you can't get respect without giving respect. Even with little ones, you can expect to be heard, listened to, safe. You can call us out if we're breaking the rules. That's very important. But yeah, you got to establish that kind of setting that
from the beginning.
And then it's understanding your kids and your students.
Yes, individually as well as a group.
Not just being a group and kind of like that group mentality of like, well, they're this kind of group. So I know it's individual. They're all going through their own little journeys. They'll have their own little problems, and you see it, especially when you're teaching kids over the years. You see them change massively. You see when things
stories and some big changes, developments.
Oh, we have.
We can't name names.
We had
no, we don't have to tell names, but it's just like
So we have one student that when he first came to us, he was the shyest little boy. Had this kind of squeaky little voice. And
I found it hard to make eye contact.
they're going to make eye contact, and we're playing. After a couple of lessons, he got a little bit more confident, and then we're playing House Party.
He's going to know exactly who he is.
Playing House Party, and it was in a younger group. He's now in the older group, 16 now. And he was 15. He was 6 then. And he was going around just as a ghost, going, ooh. And the two people were guessing, were like, oh, you're a ghost. And he goes, no. And we're like, okay. And they were like, you sure you're not a ghost? I'm a ghost, but what type of ghost?
But that it took 20 minutes for us
26
actually
seconds
to
to
get
say
to the
type.
yeah, to
To
get
say
to the point that
type.
he was a type of ghost.
Yeah, and he just kept on doing it. And then we had the middle class come in. 2 girls arrived a little earlier, and we were like, "Can you guess what his?" And they were like, "He's a ghost." And it's like, "Yes, but what type of ghost?"
We were losing it, like,
And
we
they
were
were saying
just
like a poltergeist or like was
couldn't
it
figure it out.
Casper the ghost.
Yeah.
And then we said, right, we've got to stop now because it's the end of the class. So what type of ghost were you? And he's like, I was a blue ghost. We were like, what? And then his brother came to us a few years back in a summer school, and we were doing a filming exercise. And one of the parts of it, the kid was a ghost in the corner, but we like dusted him with
Yeah, it made him look a bit
talcum powder and things
white
like that.
and stuff. Yeah.
And he turned around, his brother turned around, the other one wasn't there, and he's like, but ghosts are blue.
Wow. So
So-
that was a general
Yeah.
family belief that you go
So
to
this-
Still need to ask like their parents.
Parents, why
what
they
it's
think
all
ghosts are
about.
blue.
Yeah.
But then, so the young kiddie, the original, he's now 16,
15.
15, sorry.
Probably almost 16.
Could be 16. And he's now completely changed. He's so confident. Like, you never would have thought he would be a lead character ever, and he's front and center of
Yeah.
everything.
Just
Like-
did an amazing performance in the summer. Incredible performance in the
Mm.
summer. And lots of people commented on his performance and characterization and everything, and just so easy to work with him as an actor. And what I always say, and I always use this term because it makes me so proud, is that just unapologetically him. And I think anyone that can be unapologetically themselves and true selves in any environment is just such a blessing to be able to do. And that's something I'm so proud of because, you know, no one's normal. Everyone's got their quirks and stuff.
Everyone.
But a lot of people get it kicked out of
But
them.
yeah, or they
Yeah.
hide it
Or they
in
hide
these
it because
different
of- yeah.
settings.
Because it's not accepted.
And it's
Yeah.
what makes you
Or it's not the
you.
normal.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's the thing, and so many of those kids as well are the same, and they're just wonderful people, and the group environment that is created by them is just such a special environment. He is definitely one that we talk about a lot to people
Yeah.
because it's
Such a change.
Yeah,
It's a
Yeah.
whole transformation.
Yeah.
and it's gonna
And
be
you think
very
pro-
sad the day that he graduates.
And you think without drama,
Yeah.
I don't know if that
Who
would have.
knows?
Who knows?
What
that
would
have
have
happened?
happened? Yeah. And how does that make you feel? Like you had a huge influence in his life.
It's amazing. I mean, we've now got students that have graduated who are first teenage class, who now work for us, and 2 of them, 3 of them worked on my first feature film as well. So it's having them come back, and that's like they went to either drama school, or went to do filmmaking.
So they even stayed in the industry.
Yeah.
Yeah, stayed in the
They
industry.
actually
Yeah, they went there. Yeah.
Their
to
parents
study.
first of all were like, "What have you done?"
Yeah. And now they've
Why
come
they were going to
back
do
and they're
science or something, and now they want to go and do filmmaking or drama.
But it's amazing.
Oh, it's such a
It is
nice
amazing.
feeling.
When you see them transform.
Yeah.
You see them from what, especially when the parents are like, oh, I remember their last performance and now this one. Well, they now can.
What
they
happened?
speak
Yeah,
really
yeah,
loud,
yeah.
They're really in their character. It's amazing. And they're like, they always do it at home. They're constantly in their home, and it's just like, it's really nice.
That's beautiful. Beautiful. So we talked about a lot of things. I was just thinking about obviously we work with the kids very closely, and there is a lot of times when we are working on a show or any time that we do need to give them feedback. And since acting and drama is very subjective, it's very personal, sometimes it can get a little bit difficult to give constructive feedback without anyone being,
Yeah.
feeling a little bit out there or hurt by it or something. So how do you deal with this situation? And did you ever encounter the situations where students were not happy with the way that they were treated, or maybe with the amount of lines, with their parts?
We've got a good one on that.
Yeah.
Because I write all of the scripts, or majority.
okay.
You've done a few recently.
I've done a
have we
couple.
not?
I'm not
Um,
there where
But
you are.
one of
but-
our approaches, and it came from university, because I never liked it at uni, and this you probably had it at yours, and everyone else has had it at theirs. That you get a few main parts, and the rest are
The rest are
a
just
few
there.
a few lines,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
basically
Which is
nothing.
normal in the industry,
Yeah,
but it
yeah.
doesn't necessarily have to be
In training.
In training. You
In
are
training,
supposed
you
to be
should be
trained.
learning, yeah.
But given opportunities
Yeah.
to explore. Yeah.
So I was very much adamant that I was writing all the scripts because I wanted to make sure that everyone got the same
The equal parts.
yeah, more or less the
You're
same.
going to say más o menos.
I was, yes.
It's the
We're
same.
yeah.
Like more or less the same lines. Every now and then it's like one line less or
Yeah.
one line more, but they are pretty much all the same.
It's very
Which is
and-
incredible
yeah.
and very
Yeah.
rare, because when you look at the scripts that are out there, a lot of scripts have a few main characters and
Yeah.
the rest
And that's
are
the thing,
just
we've
there,
got so many scripts for like 12, 13, 14 people
Yeah.
which have
that are
similar
all similar.
amount of lines.
Yeah, because
Incredible.
with the teenagers, they now do, they're
Well,
about 40, 50 minutes long.
yeah.
So and all those plays, they've got loads of lines. The characters are full depth characters, so it's a massive thing.
But it
Um,
is.
and then we don't have the problem with the parents saying,
we've
we've had
it.
it.
We've still
Yeah.
had
I'm
it.
like,
We still get it that they
here's
said
the
they're not
thing.
completely happy with their part for X, Y, and Z, and we said, but it's
It's normally for the
they,
amount of lines.
yeah, they just, and also reminding the parents and the students that it's not just about the lines, and we've been really trying to feed that into classes in recent years, because I think especially when they're younger in training, it's all about the lines and just acting with the lines.
And they only switch on when they have a line.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that is one key thing, to make sure that it was kind of equal opportunities for everyone. It doesn't matter your ability or anything like that. You're here to learn
And that goes back
and to have
to,
fun.
you said the name of that kid, but that kid, like, he never in a school play would ever
Yeah.
have been given the chance at being the lead
Yeah.
character, ever.
Yeah.
And we've got so many students like that never, and now you look at them a few
But
years
they-
later, and now
because you gave them a chance,
now if they
Yeah.
went and did a school play and went for that part, the lead part,
they would,
they would get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because they had the
Give
experience
them
of
the
it.
chance,
So
yeah.
you have to learn through your experience to be able to do things.
What was
You-
the other part of the question?
No, I was going to say the thing about like giving feedback and stuff.
Feedback,
I think what's
yes.
important is the thing that I always say in our classes is there are no mistakes here. There's nothing you can get wrong. We're all just kind of like learning and exploring things and making sure they're open to learning and exploring. So it's never it's always a positive kind of constructive criticism when they've done something, and then just saying, can we try it this way? Let's try this, rather than giving them any kind of negative feedback. It's being very constructive about the way you use your words and making sure it's like, okay, we're going to try something different. So it's not that they're being made to feel that they've done something wrong or it's not right, but we just want to explore something different.
Yeah.
We also make sure that fellow students cannot give any kind of negative feedback. If it's all the constructive stuff comes from us, and if they have something nice to say, absolutely, we welcome it all the time.
Beautiful.
And we try and encourage it, because when
Nice to
they
hear,
hear it from their peers,
It's different. It has a different impact.
and you see it on their faces straight away, they're just like, whoa, I didn't know. And it's such a nice thing for them to be able to do for each other.
Exactly.
But that, there's no mistakes here. There can,
No.
it's like you said, everything's subjective. There can be no
course,
mistakes.
yeah.
And you can always, I mean, it's the thing, you can always say that's not working. Okay, let's
Exactly.
try this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, not that's rubbish.
Yeah.
But it's like it's
That's-
not working
yeah.
for the character. Okay, let's try something different.
But
You've got to have let's try something
And
different.
then
Let's
also
not- yeah.
taking on that responsibility as the teacher as well.
Well,
we're
yeah.
we're trying it together. We're
Yeah.
creating
Yeah.
something together. So for us, okay, let's try. Let's all
try.
try.
And
So
also
it's a creative
down to you.
process.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
down to you as the teacher to get it out of them.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, it's whatever play you're doing, whatever film you're doing, it's only as good as the director.
Yeah.
And you see it where there's so many amazing actors out there, and they do an absolutely awful performance and
Because
stuff
they have no guidance.
because they haven't got any guidance. So
Yeah.
it's down to we always say it, if there's something bad in the plays or it doesn't work, it's our fault.
Yeah.
It's not theirs.
Definitely. Definitely. So many things.
There's so many things.
So many things. But this was just the start. We
Yeah.
just scrubbed the the surface there, because there are so many other topics that we can talk about. Also, like all the good stuff, all the challenges, and we will keep talking about them in the future. I hope we are
Can
going
you
to
plug
have...
the Emporium quickly?
Yes, of course, it's
Yeah.
coming.
Nice.
It's coming. Don't worry. Just before we wrap everything, and there are going to be a lot of other episodes where we are going to dwell even deeper into these topics, because we just kind of ran through them. But very important thing that we have to mention is the Drama Teaching Emporium. Would you like to say what is the Drama Teaching
I got butterflies
Emporium?
when you said that. It's basically,
10
we've been
years
doing
or-
this for 10 years now. We've been running Creation Drama Studio for 10 years now. I think we've worked with over 1,000 students now from
easy.
all around the world as well, because we're actually based in Spain.
Okay.
We teach in English, so we have a huge international
community
here, and for 10 years we've curated and created and developed a lot of stuff for our classes. We spent a lot of hours looking for stuff out there and not always finding what we were looking for, or spending hours reading through exercises and plans. And we decided, you know what, let's
all the stuff we've
bring
got,
it all
yeah.
together.
And we got so many that we just made up.
Yes.
So many exercises and so
And
many
you know
things
that they work.
And we've
Because
done
you
them
put it
over
into
and
the
over and
practice,
over
and that's the most important part. Yes.
And tried
Yeah.
and failed as
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
There's
Oh,
some
yeah.
things that just don't work, and we figured that out as well. But all of the really effective stuff that we've kept going and used time again, which is hundreds of things, we've brought together to share it with other drama teachers. We see the struggle out there for interesting, engaging exercises, new games, new script ideas that they can use. That is,
hundreds
they
of
don't have to worry
scripts.
about rights and stuff like
Hundreds.
that. We said, let's just put it all together and put it out there, because we've actually also been asked to go and train teachers in teaching drama. So we thought, let's just
And a simple way of doing it, that every single exercise has a video with it as well, how to do it.
So it's very
Because
clear.
we've done it with our
fast.
teachers, that we give them the exercises, they read it, and then they come back and we're like, oh, that wasn't exactly what was meant to happen. But from just reading something, it's very difficult. Like we used to do it when we used to go on websites when we first started, and you look at it and be like, hey, how does that work?
What is that?
And the way that we've done it with the videos now, it's so simple. Like even we've got a business coach, and he watched them. He's into, well, he coaches people in business, nothing to do with acting. And he was like, I know how to do that exercise now. I could run it.
Amazing.
And that was a 3
And
minute
how long
video.
are 3-minute videos?
Yeah,
So it's
On
so
average,
fast.
between 2 to maximum is 6 minutes.
6 minutes. So in like a
Amazing.
few minutes, you understand the exercise and see it being done, see a demo, so you can you could take it and use it. And then there are the guides to help you as well. But yeah, the videos were a crucial part of it, because you can spend so long trying to find useful exercises
And still not understand.
and still not
Yeah.
understand
What's
it
written.
completely.
Yeah.
If you can see it being done, you know what's going to happen.
Amazing.
So yeah, that's coming out
Very soon.
very
soon.
soon.
And
in
I'm sure
about
that a
2
lot of
weeks.
drama teachers out there are going to be very grateful for these resources.
Yes.
Very grateful.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing all of your knowledge and all of your
Thank you.
experience.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us today. This was it. We are going to be soon. Will come back with a lot of other topics about drama teaching, because you have a lot of other things to share, don't you?
A lot.
I'm sure. Yes.
So thank you, and see you in the next Inside the Drama Teaching Emporium.